Yeah, that's what I heard when people finished the Sopranos. They're like, we didn't like the ending. I'm like,
Oh
well,
yeah.
yeah, no one loves the ending. Like, I didn't love the ending of Game of Thrones, but I still liked it up until the last episode.
Yeah, I think the only ending I've ever enjoyed is the ending of Return of the Jedi. That was a very satisfying conclusion.
Yeah.
And that's where Disney should have taken the hint. It's over. Stop. It's done now. This is the end.
Stop.
Do you see that? Do you see the Death Stars blowing up for the second time? The whole gang's here. They're fucking Ewoks just singing Yub Nub in the fucking forest of Endor. Anakin Skywalker's ghost has reappeared next to Yoda and Obi-Wan. Like,
Yeah.
it's over, dude. Like, if
Everyone's
you're gonna tell
merry.
a story, tell a different story. Don't tell this one. Don't bring this one back. It's over, dude. Like,
This is where the story should have ended. But
it
then
did. It did. To me, that's where it stops. Like,
but then
I
someone
don't
had
know.
an idea. They were like, hey,
Then
let's make
George Lucas
something
was like,
really good.
I want to make money off this and I don't want to make any more of these movies. I'm going to sell it, quote, to the white slavers. He sold it to Disney. Dude, you know he's opening up a museum. It's almost finished in Los Angeles.
Oh,
It's the Lucas Lucas Museum of Art.
okay.
And it's like he chose every exhibit, but it's basically his way of expressing his thanks to all the like artists that helped him make all of his movies and everything over the years.
Yeah.
And the thing that's pissed off most of the fans is like one of the smallest sections in the whole fucking museum is the Star Wars section. Like it's getting like minimal attention.
Really?
And yeah, and it's like, I mean, George is kind of little salty about how the Disney acquisition turned out.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, what did you think was going to happen, dude, when you sold this to a soulless corporation that's been around like longer than like any American is alive today? Like, they're going to gut it and do whatever they want with it. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
yeah, he sold the rights, right? Like he didn't,
Everything.
he sold everything. And I remember I was,
The only thing that's
watch,
not sold is his name. Like,
yeah.
but they still get to use it. They get to use LucasArts, Lucasfilm. Like they own that.
I mean, I heard that he was mad that they weren't going to use his ideas for
Oh yeah.
the other pieces for Star Wars, and I was like, well, that's really weird. Like the original creator has ideas, and you're not going to use it. There's
Well,
probably a reason, but also, I'm like, you're Disney. You pay people to think of good ideas, or you're supposed to. And whatever ideas that they've been coming up with, they ain't really been hitting the mark. Everyone's been kind of, it's either been really good, some like very minuscule, very good, and then some it's just like, why would you waste your money building this? Like, don't even call it Star Wars because it's not even Star Wars, at least to me.
some of it isn't. Some of it is to me, but
Yeah,
not the movies that they've made. The only one that I would call Star Wars is Rogue One, and that one's borderline like fan fiction, but it's really good. It's really
I like
really
Rogue
well
One.
produced.
Yeah, that's the one with the Darth Vader scene, right?
Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
end. It's the most badass scene. You basically watch the entire movie to watch that scene. And it's just boom. And
At the end of the hallway, dude.
yeah. And then you're like, and then put in the next movie, then you get to see everything that happens after.
Yeah, and then the next movie is like all clunky, and it was made in the 70s, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, all right, yeah,
Sock
seamless
puppet.
transition.
Seamless.
Yeah,
Just, yeah.
it's not gonna age well though. Like, unfortunately, like the good thing about the films, other than Rogue One, is most of them don't have CGI humans in them. Like the only ones that do are the prequels, and it's either clone troopers or it's aliens that are CGI or droids. But like the actual human characters that aren't wearing a costume or a helmet, it's them. But in Rogue One, because they made a movie about something that happened right before the original, there's at least 2 CGI characters in there. You got Grand Moff Tarkin. That dude's been dead for like 30 years, that actor.
Yeah.
And then you got CGI Carrie Fisher playing Princess Leia, because even though she was alive, like, she's not playing that role again. That was her in her prime, dude. That was her in her like early 20s, late teens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I watched Rogue One probably like a year ago, and I was like, oof, the CGI is not aging well. Like at good. Yeah, at the time it was like, whoa, like that kind of looks like Peter Cushing, and that kind of looks like Carrie Fisher. Like that's crazy. And now it's like, no.
That's definitely not any of those people.
It's not. And then it's just gonna get worse, you know. So
yeah, especially over time. I don't know though.
But they're like, oh, it's this new technology. Like, we should take advantage of it. And it's like, how about you wait till it's fucking perfect? Because these movies are forever.
Yeah.
Like make this when the technology is like, you can't even tell. Don't make it when it's like, oh yeah, we kind of got it figured out. You know?
Do you think that episode 1 through 3 would get remade again? Do you feel? Or do you think like that rendition of those films is never going to get redone again?
I mean, I think the closest we're going to get to any kind of...
You don't think they're going to... What I mean is like, do you think they're going to try to like reinvent Star Wars with different actors like they've done with like Marvel and DC? No. Just because Mark Hamill and, you know, all those actors and actresses, Carrie Fisher, so iconic.
Well, I mean, they're not going to touch the original trilogy. That's like the holy grail. So 4, 5, and 6 are safe, the originals. But 1, 2, and 3, the closest that we'll ever get to them revisiting that is probably what we got with the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show, which they've only done 1 season of. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to have a season 2, but I think that's still kind of up in the air. But honestly, that is really catering to the guys like you and me and gals that grew up with the prequels. So our millennial generation, it's only catering to us. Like the kids younger than us don't care about the prequels, and the boomers fucking hate the prequels. So anything they do there, like, I feel like as we age and the boomers age out, like if they want to cash in one more time on prequel stuff, they will, because us millennials will watch the fuck out of it. Just like the boomers will watch anything that has to do with the original trilogy. They don't care. They just love it so much. And that's not a bad thing.
No.
But they're not going to try to reinvent it. Like, it is what it is.
So? Yeah.
No. What they'll probably do is either go back before the prequels, which they tried to do with that TV show that flopped. I can't even remember what it was called. The Acolyte.
Andor? Acolyte?
It was the Acolyte. No, Andor's really good, actually.
Okay.
And then you've got like the Mandalorian, like really filling in the gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. But the problem there is like nobody really cares about the sequels. So like why like the Grogu and the Mandalorian, I like them, you know. I will probably see the Mandalorian and Grogu, and I'm maybe not in the theater, but I'll definitely stream it. But I think they just got to go. They got to fucking just pick a different timeline or a different story altogether and just start from scratch, dude, and just go back to the roots. Make someone who's Han Solo-esque. Make someone who's Luke-esque. Make someone who's Darth Vader-esque, but don't copy it beat for beat. You just need your villain. You need your heroes. You need your group of kids that come in to save the day and have magical force powers. Like, just take all the like tropes that make Star Wars what it is and make it family friendly and fun. Just rewrite a different story It could be in a different galaxy. It could be in the Star Wars universe. It could be in a different galaxy.
Yeah.
Who's to say there's not a fucking another empire or another Sith Lord that's fucking causing mayhem in a totally different galaxy? You know what I mean? But
yeah. No, I get you. I got you.
I think that's their only option. They go way back, or they just go totally different. Like,
I mean, I think like what I'd personally like to see is more like the Sith story, like taking it back to the original.
Roger said the same thing.
Oh, he did.
He he loves the Old Republic, like prequels. Holy shit, dude!
Wow.
He's got a hard on for Darth Revan and Malik and fucking all those dudes, and I'm like, I am gonna listen because I don't know anything about this stuff, and what I do know, you've told me.
Yeah, I'm like, you're the subject matter expert on this. I've only watched YouTube videos from. I don't even know if they're experts, but I've listened. I
watched Star Wars Theory, and he knows his shit.
Yeah,
that dude's pretty good.
And like, I don't know, I fall asleep to it sometimes, and it's just like cool to listen to the lore of it. And there's like so much more information that you get from, I don't know, like a documentary style where they talk about like how it started, why it started. There's more of a base, more of an essence to like Star Wars than it like just the movies. There's more substance than just the movies. Like I used to read the Padawan books. Those were cool. Dude. Those are like my
I have two upstairs right now from my childhood.
Yeah, they're like, I like them. I always used to wait for the book fair in school. I go, oh yeah, I got $15. Fuck yeah, I'm getting a Padawan book, buddy. Absolutely.
Was it the Scholastic book fair they used to do?
Yeah, Scholastic book fair, dude. I used to save up change and
get yourself a nice fucking Ferrari poster for the bedroom.
Yeah, dude. A nice Ferrari.
A Hummer fucking poster.
Yeah. that just says Hummer. There's no Hummer on it. $20. Oh my god.
You're like, that's gonna look so sick in my room, dude.
Yeah, that just says Hummer. Not actually have one on there though. Oh my god. Or Corvette. That was another one. It was just the symbol.
It was a red Corvette. I remember that one.
Yep, red Corvette with the symbol. There was like always a puppy and kitten one, like always.
That was for the girls.
Yeah, gotta have the cute, like flowers. Gotta have, the hang in there poster with the kitten. Get better. But yeah, dude, the Scholastic Book Fair was where I was at, dude. Fuck. I used to like save change, like I was saying. Like, I used to get a book and a couple pencils and a couple erasers, get a little, fill up my little pack of stuff and then lose them right away. Perfect.
I think it's a good segue, though. We started talking about our childhood. What are some things you wanted to share?
From my childhood?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
do you have something to share?
I mean, I can start from the beginning if you want me to.
It's whatever you want to do, dude. Wherever you want to start. If there's anything in particular you want to talk about.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'll just start from when I was born. Just give a whole background.
I told him, let's like actually start talking about your childhood now, and he's like, we will start when I was born. And Oscar's like, I'm gonna lay down on the couch and go to sleep. When we're done, I'm gonna have to figure out how to turn off like the recording.
Well, 34 years ago.
34 years ago, dude.
Yeah.
A legend was born.
I was born in Janesville, Wisconsin.
Wait, what'd you say, Oscar? How many? Has it been an hour already? I think it's been an hour. What time is it? All right. I don't know when we started, but
it's 10:06.
Yeah, I don't know when we actually got started.
Me either, bud. But here we go. A little fucking story about me. All right. Born on September 11th, 1991.
Great birthday.
I was supposed to be like a week earlier, but I stayed tight in there and I wasn't coming out until I was ready. So September 11th came in, and my mom went into labor with me. It was a long time, she said. I don't know how many hours, but it was pretty decent. I was 10 pounds, 2 ounces, and I was 20,
Holy shit, you're really getting into it here.
yeah, 22 and a half inches long, buddy.
What the fuck? How do you know this?
Oh, because my mom would always tell me. And
she's like, you were really 10 and a half
my
pounds.
mom had all births
22.
natural. She did no epidural. So she had my big ass head come out of her, and I broke her pelvis.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I broke my
You broke your mom's pelvis?
Yeah, I think she said my head was 33 centimeters around. So it's like I had a pretty big head.
Yeah, I don't know centimeters, but that's a big ass dick, dude.
So yeah,
that's
I mean,
huge.
My dad was so excited. He said, "Oh my God, he's got a dick. That's a boy. I got a son." He's like,
was this like before they could tell, or they just your parents were like, "Nah, we don't want to know."
They were like, I don't know if it was before they can tell or they didn't want to know, but
they found out the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, the old-fashioned way.
The gender reveal was at the birth.
At the birth, my dad said I was so big and I had a full head of jet black hair. He's like, he came out with a glass of brandy and a cigar and said, "Where's dinner?" I was like, what the fuck, dude? I was just a huge kid. And then they said I wouldn't walk because I was so fat. I was called the puddle. I didn't move. I was just a fat, jolly kid. But at 9 months, I picked my fat ass up and I started walking. And they couldn't control me, dude. As soon as I could walk, I was getting into everything. And like, usually kids, like, they don't eat a lot of solid food. And I was started on solid food before most kids. And yeah, I was kind of like a weirdo. Like, I was eating more solid food, like eggs and stuff. And
at like under a year old.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My dad's like, he'll eat it. It's fine.
That's
and
cool.
I got 3 sisters. So like one of my first memories is they told my dad that I said a bad word, and he like in our kitchen. It's a big open walkway, and there's used to be a wall.
Yeah.
And so he's standing in the walkway, he's looking down at me. He's like, "Did you say a naughty word?" I'm like, "I don't know." I'm fucking like so young. I just remember I got my butt beat for it, and freaking like my sisters are laughing. I'm like, of course they're gonna do that. Like, I'm gonna say the bad word because you told me to, because I'm like, you're older, and coerce me into fucking getting in trouble. And then that kind of like shit. And I'm like really young. I don't know how young I was, but they were always getting me into trouble. So yeah, I call myself the wanderer from like 4 to 9 years old. I was always outside. I had my dog out there named Trixie. A dude dog named Trixie. I don't know why we called him Trixie, but he was my buddy. He was my only friend. He was ever since I was born. Was in my life, and I used to go out in his freaking doghouse and like take naps with them, and like he was my responsibility. What
kind of dog was Trixie?
He was a English Springer Spaniel, and he was a big English Springer Spaniel. Like, he wasn't a tiny little dog. He was a big dog. He was like a 40-pound English Springer Spaniel. Fuck. And he was like 3 when we got him, and he was 16 when he passed away. So he was an old dog.
You had him for 13 years.
Yeah. Old dog.
That's how math works. I don't know.
Yeah, he was outside dog, like during the wintertime. Like, Dad wouldn't let him come in the house. And I lived in Wisconsin, so it gets real cold. So,
dude, you had a dog, an outside dog in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Where it gets like minus 20.
On a good day, it'd be minus 20. Yeah.
Oh my god,
Good
dude!
day.
How did that dog
Fucking-
survive?
My dad, in fact, -20 was the number he landed on for him coming in the house. And he's like, okay, if it's like -20 out, he can come in. I'm like, Dad, if it's fucking 20 out, he's coming in the house. Like, it's fine. Of course, he's not an inside dog, so he doesn't know to go to the back door, so he'd have accidents and stuff. But like, it's so fucking cold out. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, he was a good dog. He was in my life for a long time, and I was always like running away from the house when I was a kid. Well, I called it wandering, but it was running away. Is what I really found out after the cops picked me up down at the horse farm. I was I was in their fields running around with the horses, and I remember coming up over this field, and a head looked up at me, and they're like, "Is that a fucking kid in the field right now, just hanging out with all these massive horses?" And of course, I'm like, "Oh shit, they see me!" So I get down on the ground, and I'm like trying to army crawl away so I don't get in trouble. And the person runs up on a horse, catches me. And they call the police, and I'm like, I lie to the police because I'm like, "Oh shit, I don't want to go to jail." And they're like, "Where do you live?" I'm like, "I don't know." And they're like, "Okay, well, you're gonna have to come with us until you figure out where you live." I'm like, "I'm 5, 6 years old. Like, I don't know where I live." So they took me down to the Milton police station, and they're like, "We got a call from your mom. You live right next door. And why didn't you just say it?" I'm like, "Oh man, I was just so scared. I don't know. So I got home, and my dad beat my ass because, that's just the way it went back then. It was just like, "What the fuck did you do?" I'm like, "I lied to the police." He's like, "Why the fuck would you lie?" I'm like, "I didn't want to fucking stay here, dude. It's not fun." So like, yeah, I was a fucking terrible kid. Like, I was shooting arrows in my neighbor's yard, and
Oh yeah, let's get into that, dude. I want to hear about that a little bit. That's
yeah,
a fun topic.
So my dad gave me our little red bow for my birthday when I was like 5, and I had this little red bow, and I used to take dog food and put it out and bait the chipmunks in, so they'd come out, and then I'd shoot them with the bow as they'd come out and eat the food. And one time there was a mourning dove that landed on the
Oh yeah,
the
here we
wood
go.
pile
Now you're
on the
speaking
side
my
of the-
language. Morning
on the-
doves, let's go.
Yeah, on the side of it was perched up on the wood pile. So I stalked it down, and I got real close, and I pulled back, and I came out around, and I shot it. And when I shot it, it took the bird, and it just like it hit the bird, took the bird, flew it into the neighbor's yard. The arrow landed in their yard, and the bird was in was it like inside where it hit, the arrow hit, it was just impaled through and just stuck to the ground. So then my neighbor called the police and said, there's a young hooligan shooting arrows into my yard trying to hurt me and whatnot. It was storming. I remember it was storming out, and she's out there with a fucking umbrella, and there's lightning going off. And I'm just thinking, I hope you get fucking struck by lightning, dude. Like, you're such a dick. So I'm sitting there out on the stoop, and I'm doing my little hunting thing, and I see the police roll up in her driveway. I'm like, "Oh, weird. Fuck the police." I'm flicking them off. They back out, come on to my yard. I'm like, "Oh,
Little did you know you would become a form of police in your life.
right?" And they come up into my yard, and I run inside, and I like throw the bow, like I hide the bow and the arrows and everything, and then the cops come to the door and they knock on it, and they're like, "Is Garred here?" And they're like, "Yeah." My dad's like, "Yeah, he's here. What do you do? Tell me what he did." And he's like, "Well, we got a complaint saying that someone's shooting arrows into their yard, your neighbor's yard, and she feels really unsafe because there was a mourning dove that was impaled on the arrow that was in her yard." and she's taking it as a sign of something. And my dad's basically, he's like, look, like school's really hard for him. Like he's a really quiet kid. You know, he really doesn't get into trouble. Like he's got some problems, but he's working on them. And like the cops like, oh, okay. So they go, they take off, and then like my dad's just like, all right, no more Bo, no more this, no more that. I get grounded. All my shit gets taken. Like life sucks for a couple weeks. As soon as I get it back, I do it again. I freaking shoot a chipmunk and the arrow lands in their yard, and they call the police again. They're like, okay, one more time, you're gonna go to juvie, because like these are too many complaints. We're getting too much of a rap sheet on you. And I think I did it one more time, and my dad like sweet talked him again, and he was like, dude, like my son, he's just, you know, he's kind of special. You know, he's just saying whatever he can to get me not to go to juvie. So basically, my dad creates this story that I'm a special kid, and little did he know, like I was a special kid, being that I would get in fights at school, and I wouldn't like be in school learning. I would be in like in school suspension or be in detention, because like I had a temper. I go to anger management courses, pass them, like get in a fight the next day, fucking go right back into the course, and then the teacher's like, oh, Garred, you see, it lasted very long. Well, you didn't remember any of what we taught you? I'm like, no, dude. I'm just like, dude tried to steal my pizza at lunch, and I slapped him in the face. My emotions got a little over me. I'm sorry. But yeah, dude, so in Wisconsin we have snowball fights too. Like that's a thing. And apparently
we had rock clod fights down in the desert. We would throw rock clods at each other on the canal.
Oh, that sounds painful.
They kind of break up like because they're made out of like just dirt, so they just go. Gotcha. They just when they hit you, they just go poof. They do hurt, but then it's like there's nothing there, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm fine. It broke apart, and then you have all these bruises. You're like, oh shit.
I got all these bruises. Oh yeah, I had dirt thrown at me.
Yeah, hard dirt.
Yeah, so we do these snowball fights, and we'd wait till school gets out, because we're like, oh, we'd build all these mounds during recess, and we'd create all these fucking snowball like positions, and then like after school we'd go out and we'd do the snowball
like a movie.
Yeah, dude, it was so fun. And then we got in trouble one day, and like all of us had detention for like weeks straight. It was
detention.
Insane. Yeah, because they're like, there's no snowball fights. It's dangerous. And then we all got in trouble. And then like one kid told the teacher to fuck off, and then like we all got in more trouble. So it was just perfect. And then like I wasn't hanging out with the right type of people, man. Like we do fishing for cars, where we take a hanger and we bend it out straight and make two points, and we'd put it out in the road at night so the cars couldn't see it, and then it would grab underneath the front grate and it'd cause sparks.
Oh my god!
And we're like, oh, we're fishing for cars, and then little did we know, like that's a bad no, you shouldn't do that. So we got the police called on us, and then we'd scatter throughout the town of Milton. And we'd run all over. And then like we meet up back at my buddy's house, and we go, okay, all right, someone get the fishing lure. So we'd fucking get the fishing lure out of the road, and we'd fucking do it again. It was just like, let's go for as long as we can to see if we can like not get in trouble. But then when we get in trouble, it's gonna be like the punishment's just gonna be the worst thing in the world. So like we finally get caught, and the police get called because it's, you know, mischievous something or other. I didn't get popped because I didn't get caught, because I'm cool like that. But yeah, some of my buddies got.
You had learned from your low crawling in a horse pasture and your shooting arrows into doves and chipmunks experiences to not get caught.
And not get caught. I hid in the woods, and I just was like, okay, I need to find new friends. And then like high school, it was all sports. I didn't pay really any attention. Like I paid attention to girls, but like they weren't like my thing. I'm like, I'm gonna get a scholarship. I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna, play football. I'm gonna, wrestle or whatever. Yeah, we took second place at state my senior year in wrestling, and that's where I got my first baby mama pregnant.
Oh shit! Right there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back real quick because I see a major transition there from this kid that's all over the place doing mischievous things to like all of a sudden you start playing high school sports and all of a sudden you're like, I'm dialed in, brother.
I'm like doing this.
What happened? Like why the sudden mind change set? How do you go from being all over the place? Like, what changed?
Okay, yeah. What changed is funny story. I watched a movie, and the movie was called Pumping Iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I watched that when I was like 12 or 13 years old. And I was like, dude, that's a big guy. Like, how do I do that? Like, how do I become an athlete like that? So then I just started reading all these books, and I got really interested in like how the body worked and nutrition and all that stuff. And I realized like I couldn't focus all my time in different spaces. I had to focus like on one sport at a time. And my sport at the time was football. And so I would always be like practicing outside. I'd be doing snaps. I'd be like be doing long snapping into like a tarp, doing foot drills, like I did strength camp and speed camp during summertime. Like I didn't want to be a bad kid anymore. And I think like I had to pull myself away from my friends a little bit that were like doing all the bad things.
Yeah.
And I had to like change again. And a lot of my friends, they fell out of sports. So like I would get new friends. And then I found another buddy of mine, and we would go to the gym together. And then that's kind of how I stayed on track, is I found someone else that liked to do the same thing I did. And we hated each other before. Like we used to play against each other in football all the time.
Yeah.
And he was a running back, and I was, defensive lineman, so I'd be tackling him all the time. And got to a point where like we're both on the same team. We shouldn't hate each other. Like he's gotten in trouble too. He like threatened me with spikes at school, and like threatened to hurt me with them. And so I had to deal with that little situation there. And then from that, like we put our differences aside, and then he could drive and I couldn't. I didn't get my driver's license till I was 18, because my dad was like, you're not getting your driver's license until you're 18. I'm like, oh, okay.
Dude, same here, dude. I didn't get mine until my recruiter realized I needed one to become an MP, and I would not sign any other contract.
Damn.
So he lent me his fucking minivan
to go get your driver's license.
Yeah, like he took me on base. We drove around and practiced in his car a few times.
Yeah.
And then on the day of the test, he picked me up at my house, took me to the DMV in California, and I took the test in my recruiter's minivan.
Nice.
And I was exactly 18. Like I did it the week of my 18th birthday.
I did the class during summer school, and then the summer of my 18th birthday. Like I'm gonna be 18 after the summer, like my 17th summer, whatever the fuck.
Dude, do you remember the freedom
the freedom of
driving for the first time, like
I
on your
mean,
own.
dude, the first time I drove, I ran my dad's truck into a library.
That's freedom right there.
Dude, and the fact that no one came out and was like, what the fuck just hit the building was absolutely insane. Like the truck mark is still there. It's like I would always go to the library to study. And for some reason I was like, all right, I'm in reverse. Hit the fucking gas, up off the curb, smash right in the building, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, okay, no one's out here, no one saw me, no one knows I'm here. Reverse, deep, deep, get the fuck out. And then I had
Did you
to
like
explain,
knock some bricks over or something?
no, I didn't do anything to the building. I did a lot of damage to the truck. And that front bumper was dented for about 6 years until my dad fixed it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like I was in the army when he fixed it. I did that because I had my permit, and then yeah, as soon as I got as soon as I got the license, man. Yeah, I was 17, and then I drove right into the fucking library, and then I had to explain. I said I swerved out of the way for a chicken. And then they're like, what? You swerved for a chicken? And I'm like, yeah, dude, it was a big chicken. I hit it. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, the dent, that's the chicken. I hit it. It was huge. I mean, the whole grate is just fucking dented in, like, so bad. And I'm like,
You're like, yeah, that was a chicken. 100%. That was a big
I had a
rooster.
lamppost, and I squashed the chicken in between the lamppost and the truck. And they're like, this smells like bullshit. I'm like, yeah.
What? You caved?
No, actually, I didn't cave until like a year later. I was like, no, I hit a lamppost, and she was like, oh yeah, for that chicken. I'm like, yeah, exactly, that chicken. I missed it.
Dude, if Oscar was awake right now, he's not, so I'm not going to do it. But if he was awake right now, he would totally be like, all right, Drew, tell your Ford Ranger story. I'm not doing it. I'll save that for another day.
Your Ford Ranger story?
Dude, you've heard it. You've heard it a million times.
Ford Ranger story.
Let's hear your Ford Ranger story.
So another like thing that changed me is like where I found my independence is where I got my hunting permit. So I can go hunting by myself. And my cousin is the whole reason why I got in this whole hunting thing in the first place. Because like I've only up to this point in my life gone deer hunting. And my cousin's like, oh yeah, dude, you like to hunt, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, I got a couple spots up north if you want to come with me. And I'm like, well, fuck yeah, I do. Like, let me ask my dad. Like, I got to ask my dad real quick. And then my dad, he didn't really care for hunting. So he said, yeah. And that's how I had a single shot shotgun, and we went duck hunting. And, that's where you really learn how to fucking aim. Because you got one shot, and that one shot will make or break your hunt. And I think I shot 2 wood ducks that day, and like, dude,
of course you did. Of course you did. First time.
Well, my cousin Josh.
Typical Garred.
Yeah, I know, dude. I'm fucking sucked, dude.
No, dude. Come on, that's not what I'm saying at all. Jesus.
I mean, it was just all about timing. We woke up so fucking early. All I remember is like it was still dark out, and we had the layout blinds, so we put all the things up, and he was like, okay, 2 jumping jacks before you get in your ground blind, because you're going to get really cold. And in Wisconsin, like it's in November, so it's pretty cold. It's not like the warmest out. There's like the ground's frozen. So I do my jumping jacks, get in my freaking blind, and like right there, like as soon as I get in, like there's ducks like right there. And then tells me to take them, shoot them. He's got a dog dude, and working with the dog is the greatest thing in the world. She got in the
Yeah.
water, grabbed the
Yeah.
ducks. It was
So
awesome.
jealous of people with a dog, a hunting dog.
Yeah, dude, shooting mourning doves with no dog really sucks. It is the
You're
worst.
looking at the dog, dude.
Yeah.
My grandpa was like, "Why do you think I brought you? You're the dog. Go get my doves. There's one there, and there's one there, and there's two there, and then don't forget where yours are. Okay, bye."
Hey,
I'm like,
dude.
"Cool. See you in an hour."
Well, we hunt up in Oneida, Wisconsin, so like it's in the middle of nowhere, so there's a lot of public hunting, and he knows a lot of farmers, a lot of people with property to hunt, private property, and like we'd go squirrel hunting, dude, and I'm just out there with a 22 scaring these fucking squirrels up in a tree, peppering them, grabbing them, and then there's a pond there. We used to fish there all the time as a kid. There's fucking ducks laying on the pond. Shoot those two. Fuck it. It's like it was insane. Whatever that was living in the woods, we would just go and we'd hunt and we'd shoot it and then we'd fucking take it home. We'd eat it right then and there. And like, oh, it was crazy. We were just living off the land and like using nature. It was so cool. It was in Wisconsin. There's so much wildlife up there. So when you're shooting them, you're not even really doing anything. There's just so many squirrels. I think you can shoot like 15 a day. Like there's a reason why you can shoot that many.
Wow.
And like deer hunting up there, beautiful country. You got bears up there. You got cougars up there, wolves. You name it. There's elk up there, but it's a private herd. They're trying to make it bigger, but of course, that was way like 20 years ago. But they're still there. They're now doing draws for the herd, which is super cool. They weren't when I was living there, but yeah, it just turned my whole world around for hunting. And then like it wasn't just deer; I could do turkey, goose, ducks.
So was this around the same time, or no? This started happening when you turned 18, when you got your license, when you started hunting a lot more on your own and hunting more stuff, right?
Yeah. When I was 18,
then,
I was hunting more stuff by myself, but my cousin was the one that took me hunting and got me into that love of shooting ducks and waterfowl, and he does it all the time. He goes on hunts in Africa. He's like,
what the fuck?
He's an avid outdoorsman. He
That's
works for
crazy.
the conservation. Yeah, man. He works in I think Wyoming or like Michigan or something. He works for the conservation, and yeah, dude, he's badass. One of like my favorite people in the world. Him and his brother, two awesome people that like go all over and hunt and just like spending time with family and also like going to Florida shooting iguanas and stuff, getting rid of the invasive
That's
species.
Crazy. Oh yeah, you've mentioned that before. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They go down to fucking Florida and shoot iguanas out of trees. Wait, does your cousin have like a fucking YouTube channel or something?
No, I told him he should, dude, because he does like South Dakota hunts too with snow geese.
Right.
And like he's got a shack out in the middle of nowhere on his private property that he hunts, and like he's got like all his decoys in the shed too. And he like the flocks are just they're thousands, and you can shoot so many. Like I don't think there's a limit out in South Dakota on snow geese. Here I know it's 10, but like I don't know how much snow geese you can eat.
Apparently it's a lot.
Crap ton of them.
Dude, there is a guy on YouTube. I haven't seen his channel in a long time, but his whole thing is he's an iguana hunter in Florida.
Oh, that's awesome.
He just brings out his nice camera. He's got obviously someone that films for him. Yeah. He's got like a GoPro and like a drone, and he just goes to golf courses and like people's houses, and he goes to like wildlife management areas, and he gets paid by the state, private landowners, golf club owners. They just pay him to take out those fucking invasive iguanas, dude.
Yeah,
And it's just like all of his shorts are just like, got him. And then you just see this fucking 15-pound iguana just fall out of a tree onto the grass. And then it's got him. And then another one, got him. Another one, got him. It's just over and over and over again. Just him,
dude, that's insane.
Massacring iguanas, dude.
I watched one on YouTube, but where he has a dog retrieve him. Like he's in a boat and he's shooting him on the side of the like the canal, and his dog will go out. And, I'm like, that's crazy. But I mean, they're just everywhere in Florida.
You know, I often wonder about invasive plants, obviously, and invasive animals. And I often wonder if when the plant or the animal becomes infested enough, is it no longer a fight that you can win? And is it just a case where the human race fucked up and now it's just a matter of time before nature self-corrects? But also, like, how long will that take? Yeah. And what are the repercussions in the short term? You know, because like, if you told me like, okay, if you don't pour a wealth of resources into dealing with this iguana problem in Florida, or you don't pour a wealth of resources into dealing with this invasive plant species in the Northwest, right? Yeah. During your lifetime, Drew, or during your lifetime, Garred, you will not be able to hunt as much land, or there won't be as much habitat for the game. But when your kids come around, nature's going to start self-correcting. And then all of a sudden the fucking this plant is now becoming a part of the local ecosystem. And the iguana has, you know, there's a new predator now that's coming to Florida maybe, or, you know, hawks have changed their predatory behavior or something, right?
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, like, now their populations come in check, but there's no way to, like, that I know of, where you can tell when does nature start to do that. You know what I mean? Like, how many years in? Like, is it a lifetime? Is it 2, 3, 4 human lifetimes? Is it like 50 years?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question, because I have a pretty good example for like the island. The island has population of deer, right? And this deer, they go through cycles here
because there's no predators other than man.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So there was a really bad sickness that came in, I think it was like 2014, 16, that was just debilitating the entire herd that was on this island. And they had a huge die-off. So, like, yeah, there's totally a natural repercussion to having either, but this is an example of having too many deer with not enough resource, not enough food for them. They're overpopulation, and they always get to a point where they're too populated here, and then they die, and then it takes like 6-7 years for the population to get back up, and then it levels out for a couple years, and then there's always a natural die, it seems, here. But
because there's nothing keeping them in check.
Yeah. So the rabbits here used to be crazy, and they introduced fox to the island, and now they don't have any predators other than humans, and their population went out of control. But then also the rabbit population decreased.
So there's their food source, so now they're going to drop.
Yeah. So there's
I've seen that on a chart before.
Yeah. I think there is a natural balance. Like, nature can only take so much of each species, and then it finds a way to get rid of that species, either through sickness, or like those creatures move on, or. But here they can't really do that, because the only way they can do that is if they swim, and like rabbits aren't going to swim. Fox ain't gonna swim. The deer swim, but the likelihood of them moving if they have relative food isn't. They're not
Right.
really.
Yeah, I
So
mean, when it comes to like fauna, herbivores and predators, like there is a natural boundary, which is
exactly.
food abundancy, right?
Mhm.
That's exactly what you described.
Yep.
The plants that the herbivore eats run out because there's too many herbivores and they're eating all of them. They're going to start to starve and they're going to start to die off naturally.
Right. Yep.
That's a natural check. That takes a long time and it's a horrible thing to see, but it is a check in nature. And then you have the predatory thing where it's like, well, now the predators are keeping them in check, but there's no predator for the predator. Now the predators go out of control and they eat almost all their food. Then they start to die off, right? Thing that really piques my interest though, because that system I feel like we understand. It's when it comes to invasive plants.
Dude. Yes.
Because
like the raspberries here are so bad. Like
when it comes to the Himalayan blackberry and English ivy and all those knotweed and all those horrible plants that we have here in the Northwest that have been introduced, I start to wonder, as I'm like driving down the interstate and I'll see like a whole field, like acres of someone's land that they're not farming anymore, whatever, that's just covered and it's just Himalayan blackberry. There's nothing else out there. The only thing peeking out above the blackberry stalks is like a random cottonwood tree or something that just grows above it anyways. But overall, there's just nothing else.
Yeah.
It makes me think about like let's say you plant a cornfield, right? It's just corn. And you don't use fertilizer. And you don't rotate any crops. Well, you're going to lose, I don't know if it's nitrogen or what, but you're going to lose the nutrient pretty quickly over a couple of seasons.
Like
they
one
need
season, especially with corn. They take a lot.
So what is the nutrients that blackberries hone in on? And like how long does it take for them to degrade that soil so much to where they're just going to die off? You know what I mean?
I don't think. I think the raspberries have found an ingenious way. They're not so deep, but they're vast. They're everywhere.
Right. They spread.
Like, I've fucked with this bush back here in my backyard. I've taken so much of that plant out, and it's still coming back. And I'm like, how? I've sprayed stuff. I rotor tilled. I've like pulled out the heart. I thought the heart. Fucking.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, man. It just keeps coming back.
I can help you next time I come up. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, dude. If
we set time aside to do it, I will eliminate it. I will fucking kill that thing for you, dude. It will disappear.
Cause like I totally but it's like it's invasive, but it's invasive to a point, right? If it's maintaining itself in its ecosystem, it's gonna become a natural part of the ecosystem eventually. So it's like,
right?
When is it stop being invasive?
When does that happen? When are the other plants like able to cope with it and not get crowded out by it? And when does it stop being able to just totally take over an area?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what is that like I don't know, that boundary?
Yeah, that's a great question because it's everywhere. It grows everywhere.
I got out of the Conservation Corps, like I just kept looking wherever I would go and just see, and I just started realizing like it's so prevalent. It's everywhere, but it's everywhere only because it's been spread by humans.
Yeah.
So it's only near farmland. It's only near houses. It's only near roads. Like if you go back into the Cascades or you go out into Olympic National Forest, like if you get more than a half mile from any road, I would say a quarter mile, you're going to really see a lot less Himalayan blackberry just because it's not getting transported on bottom of people's shoes, on car tires that much. It's not getting transferred by birds because they eat the berries and they poop them. Like, it's very rare. You know what I mean? But in the areas that we as humans spend the most time, which is near civilization or near our access routes to civilization, it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
You know? So maybe it's actually not that bad of a problem because it's only in those spots near humans, but also like humans are pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
humans fuck shit up. I mean,
we do, but like, I've seen it. It's so
prevalent.
It's so prevalent. It makes me think of like, when in my lifetime, if I live in the Northwest for the rest of my life, is there going to be a point where Himalayan blackberry is no longer listed as a invasive species? It's now part of the natural ecosystem, and the plants and trees have evolved to live alongside it. You know, like, I'm just like, because I don't see spraying fucking fields and spraying fucking
herbicide.
Well, not just, I'm talking about herbicide, but spraying like the locations, like spraying fields, spraying the edges of roadways, you know, medians, spraying the sides, the river, the banks of rivers, tilling the banks of rivers, tilling fields, pulling the hearts out mechanically, just doing it the way that we only know how to do it. Like, just, it's not working. Like, it still is fucking everywhere. And like, I have spent hours of my life working on a site that's probably the size of like a fucking, I don't know, a 3-bedroom house. Just fucking endless days, just tilling it out, coming out with herbicide, tilling it out, coming out with herbicide, making sure that all the bells and all the checks are fucking, you know, checked, you know, that it's not touching the ground, you know, anything we cut out so it can't reroot, putting tarps, moving it off site, like doing everything. And then it just takes one bird, go down the road to that spot we didn't hit, or the spot across the street, eat one berry, take a shit in the woods we're working in, and the process starts all over again. And it's just, and then, okay, well, we took care of the site. Well, now, you know, the funding for the site has diminished. We're now moving to another site. And oh shit, this site got bad again because they're back. Like, it just, to me, I'm just like, it has gotten to a point, at least in the state of Washington and probably Oregon, dealing with these plants is such a drain on public infrastructure, public resources, tax money, and it's not showing results. Like, it shows results temporarily, and then it's back. And it's like,
I wonder if it's just not classified as invasive just because it's so toxic, and it spreads everywhere, and it thrives everywhere. Maybe it's just its own classification of invasive.
Well, like, I mean, it's originally from, like, it's called the Himalayan blackberry, but it's actually from like the mountains of like Turkey or Iraq or something like that. Like, somewhere it's not near the Himalayas. It's just the name.
Right.
But it's evolved to living at higher altitudes in super arid environments with lots of sunshine. Right.
Right.
But here, there's so much moisture, you know, half the year, it just kind of like fizzles out and it doesn't grow very quickly for like half the year. And then in the summer, when the sun comes out and it's been getting all that endless rain, it just fucking goes the fuck off. You know?
It does. That freaking plant by my driveway, like, it swallowed up a bush. I didn't even know a bush was there. And I just pulled out all these chunks of raspberry. And as soon as the summer came, what I didn't grab sprouted and just took off, and it took off even faster. It was insane. And now when I mow, I have to, like, there's the big old stalks that hang over, and like they grab everything.
Oh yeah, they're called canes.
They just cut you and they tear your skin, and no matter what you wear, you're always gonna get grabbed by it. And like, I have these huge, dense, thick leather gloves, and like I still getting freaking pricked through them. They're just a bunch of pricks, dude.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
I
yeah, I
don't know.
mean, if they
It's
could,
just-
maybe if they privatized it and there was a specificity to why, and you can justify making a business around it, and maybe instead of you get just like direct funding for this specific problem, and you start at like one corner of the state and you just work through the entire state. But like the demand of that and the manpower for it and all the other things, and there's so much of it, and it is a process to take out. Unless you're doing like an excavator and you're taking the like 6 inches of dirt and then you're, you know, dumping that and then having guys go through the dirt.
that's not
Or
gonna happen.
like a huge sifter or something. Yeah, like the process is still gonna take forever, no matter how you try to manage it.
Yeah.
It's just how much do we got to dump into tax, like
Right,
for
but
taxpayers to support it.
what happens if we just stop?
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, short term, it's just going to keep doing its thing. But
Long term,
like, does it make financial sense? Does it make sense from like a resource perspective? Does it make sense from just all angles? Like, what if we just stop fucking dealing with it and just let nature sort it out? Like, will it sort it out? Or like, or is us trying to do all these things that just keep, delaying nature's, ability to like deal with it? Is that prolonging how long it will take nature to actually be like, what the fuck? No, like, get in check. Like, now all the plants around you are immune. They can deal with you growing amongst them, and they'll shade you out too, or whatever, or now all of a sudden, this bird won't eat it for whatever reason. Like, maybe that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, it needs to be evolutionized into or out of.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like if we just leave it alone, maybe 100 years from now, all of a sudden it's not a problem anymore, and we didn't do anything. We just let nature figure it out.
That's a possibility, but I know I haven't done anything with the raspberries here, and like you said, they're dormant right now. But when summer comes, they're just going to be everywhere again, and they're just such a pain in the ass. And they're tough to get out. Like if you're pulling on them, like they're not just going to pop right out. Like there's so many different root systems.
Oh yeah,
and it's just a pain in the.
Yeah, they're awful. They're awful. If you are going to spray them with some kind of herbicide, though, now's the time when they're not getting a lot of sunlight. Get them now.
Yeah, I gotta spend some time and get my yard in order. I haven't got my yard in order yet.
Yeah.
You just with all the wind and rain, and like you get one good day and it gets dark at 3:30. That's just like fuck.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like wake up late and I'll almost your entire day's gone.
Yeah.
This time of year's.
Yep. It's where we live, dude. We live for the summer here. So where do we get to? We pretty much got to you describing how you found your focus, and we kind of led into you getting into sports, deepening that focus, and then you got your driver's license and you focused on hunting. You just found all these healthy things to focus on, Yeah,
I started biking too, and I used to bike to lakes around my house. I used to bike to like Clear Lake and Stores Lake, and they're probably anywhere from 8 to 10 miles away. So it was like a 20-mile round trip to go fishing. And then I just throw a backpack on my shoulders and put my rod on my backpack, and I'd get on my bike and I'd take off, and That would be like every day almost in the summer, depending on the soreness of my legs. And
Was this
I'd
before
go
you had
do
your driver's license?
Yep, before I had my driver's license, and then when I got my driver's license, it turned into me going to the gas station when I turned 18 to go get my dad shoe, and like like all the store runs, and so my dad going, it would be me, and like yeah, any
That
of
was
the
probably like the big thing that got him out of the house, other than like work. So now he's just
literally.
there.
Yeah, he's just there, and he's like, "Wow, I'm out of chew. Why don't you run to the store and grab me a roll of chew and do that?" And then like, when we go fishing, I'm always backing up the boat and stuff. So like, it was no big deal. So I just go to the fucking gas station. They knew me there. They'd be like, "Oh, you coming in here for your dad?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, Grizzly wintergreen long cut. I'm like, "Yeah." Grab that. Come home.
They
like,
know your dad's coffee order, but it's not coffee.
Yeah, it's not coffee. And then, yeah, dude. So 18, we did football my senior year. We got pretty far in the playoffs, and then we lost to DeForest by like 12 points, but we didn't score any points. It was just like 12-0.
Yikes.
And yeah, from there, it had a pretty sour taste in my mouth. Went into wrestling, and then from there, I got third at conference, and then won regionals, and then sectionals. I just missed. I missed the podium, so I didn't qualify for state. But we went and took second at team state for wrestling, which was really cool. Hadn't been to team state in like 23 years, and then we finally get there and we take second. Yeah,
it's a big deal.
And then 2022 is when they won state, so it was pretty cool to get there twice in 20 some years and do pretty good. And yeah, dude, fucking after that, I got my girlfriend at the time pregnant, and then I was like, oh shit, what do I do? So then I did a delayed entry program in the Marine Corps, and tried to get all my medical records, and they were just screwing me over. So I got really mad and cussed them out. And then William Cologne, Sergeant First Class, came over, and he's like, "Come here, bud. Come here, give me a talk. Like, let's figure this out. You still want to join the military?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Okay, what do you want to be?" And I was like, I just want to go. I want to do whatever." And he was like, "Okay, so what were you gonna do in the Marine Corps?" I was like, "Well, it was an open contract, so whatever they were gonna put me at is what I was gonna do." They're like, "Okay, well, you get a little choice here over in the Army side. So we have openings for infantry, and we have an opening for the Marine Corps or the MP Corps,
Military Police Corps."
Yeah, I was like, "What does the military police do?" And they're like, he's like, "Oh, well, you just guard shit." I'm like, "Oh, garden shit, I can do that." So he drove up the contract and was like, "All right, you go to MEPS next week and sign here as like the preemptive stuff." And then I went to MEPS, did shit, and I got like 93 on the GT score. It was fucking terrible. And then
they're gonna say 93 on your ASVAB. I was like, what are you doing joining the MP Corps, dude? But yeah, GT score, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know what I got on my ads. Bad enough to join the MP Corps, I guess.
Yeah.
They had an opening, and the guy that signed me up was Staff Sergeant Milky. That was really fucking weird. I was like,
spelled like
Milky.
Yours too?
Yep, spelled like mine and everything. I was like, "Are you related to Eldred Milky by
was
chance?"
he?
He's like, "I have no idea who that is." I was like, "Okay, I was just wondering."
Because that's my last name, and that's my dad.
Yeah. They're like, that's my grandfather. And Gary's my dad. But yeah, I was just like, "Oh, I'm naming off all these Melkies." And he's like, "No, I don't know any of those guys. Stop asking me questions, you weirdo." And so I signed the contract, and then it's the delayed entry program. So it was like a year. I had to do all these stupid online courses, and then I got to PV2 because I did all the courses and passed, and
Private second class, which is the second rank in the lower
rank in the
enlisted ranks of the United States Army. E1, E2,
yep,
E3, E4. You came in as an E2.
E2. Yep.
I was gonna stop you a little earlier before we get into this juicy part of your life, the Army.
Yeah.
Your ex Kathleen.
Yes.
So you got Kathleen pregnant after you graduated high school? At what point?
I was still in high school.
Still high school. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I was like,
right. So you're basically what I'm getting at is like you get her pregnant, and then why all of a sudden, two things. Why all of a sudden do you go, oh shit, I'm having a baby. I have to go to the military now. That's question one. Question two is, what was your plan before you got her pregnant, and why could you no longer achieve that plan? So 2 questions.
okay. So I'll answer the first question. My original plan was to get a scholarship and go to Central Iowa to wrestle, and that plan got smushed when my dad refused to take me to the campus to go see it and talk to the coaches and talk about the scholarship they were going to give me. They were going to give me a half scholarship to help with school, and then they were going to give me grants to pay for the rest of it. And,
why?
Because they're a Division II.
No, why did he refuse?
Because he's a weirdo. I don't know. Like he would do so like my sister went to college and it was a big deal for him, and she went to Iowa as well, and I was like, oh well, I'll go to Iowa too, and then I'll be near my sister, and like, you know, my dad won't have to travel so far to see both of us.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll go to Central Iowa, and yeah, he was just like, I'm not taking you. Like, if you can find someone to take you, then terrific. But he's like, I don't have the time for that. I'm too busy with work or something or other. And like, he just didn't want to take me. Because like driving to Iowa,
crazy.
Yeah, driving to Iowa is like 2 hours to the border from where we're at, and then there'll be another like 3 hours to get to the campus.
Yeah,
so,
but
you know,
it's just, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, he's cutting you off at the legs or at the knees.
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah. Like, your son's gonna go there and probably succeed, and he has scholarships, and he has a half ride, and he's gonna go to the same school that his sister went to. Like, I just don't get his mentality. Like, why would he not take you? It's crazy.
It was a weird moment in our life because like I got into a fisticuff fight with him like 4 months before that. Yeah, we were butting heads, and
he's like, well, if you want to be a fucking man, then you figure out your own way to go to college. I'm not driving you. Like, dude, if my sister had a pair of balls, she would have fought you too. That's like the reality, but she's a woman, so she didn't. Yeah. It's smart of her not to. And then you took her to college based on her sex. You should have called your dad a sexist. That's what I'm getting at. He hates men. Gary Milky hates men.
Hey, you're not lying, is all I can say. And another part to that was so like during the summer we go over to Iowa. We help the sister move. She's crying. She's like, oh my God, you know, it's a huge deal. And I'm just like, you're taking up a Saturday for me. So you hurry this along. Got shit I got to do too. Like, I know this is a huge deal for you. I'm sorry I have no feelings right now for this, but like, I'm trying to get scholarships too. I'm trying to do my deal. And basically, I was like, yeah, whatever. And fucking my dad's like, okay, we're going to leave now. Like, are you okay? Like, you're going to be fine. You know, I'm only just a phone call away. And he's like, all, you know, being nice. And I'm like, this is weird. And my dad's never this nice. And then, like, we get in the truck and he's like, oh, it's a big day. My daughter's going to college. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be a big day too when I go to college. And he just kind of looks at me. I'm like, yeah, when I go to college. And he's like, uh-huh. Puts it in drive, and there's just awkward silence as we pulled out of the fucking campus. And I'm just like, what do you mean, uh-huh? So,
well, like,
then
let's analyze that though, right? So,
Mhm.
like, he essentially predetermined in his mind what he thought was going to be your reality, and he was like, "You're not going to college." Like, essentially in that moment.
Yeah.
And
he's
then
like,
when you had the full means to go, you figured it out how to get there. You did the unthinkable to him.
yeah.
Then he was like, well, you're not going to go if I don't drive you.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what is that?
Has me, dude.
What is that? Like,
I
what,
think it's like
what the fuck?
For like men who have kids and they're leaving the nest. It's like a daughter's a daughter, and a son is like him and I would do everything together. Like him and me were like best friends and everything. And like, so he didn't want me to leave. He didn't want me to go. And then when he found out Kathleen's pregnant, he's like, "Oh my God, you got to work for me." So like, he
Oh
was
my
like,
God. He's like, I've got your life already fucking mapped out.
yeah. And I'm like, dude, no, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, what's the next best thing I can do? I'm like, what have I always wanted to do? I always want to join the military. I was joining the military before. The Marine Corps is not working out. I'm going to join the Army. My
So it was like, you were going to go to Iowa State?
Central Iowa, Division II.
So you're going to go to Central Iowa. Your dad ruins that. Then you're going to go to to the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. Then Kathleen gets pregnant. And then you're like, I don't, what? And then the Army's like, come on in, brother. We'll take you.
Buddy.
Your dad can't stop this choo-choo train.
Problems? We love problems.
Yeah.
Come on.
You don't need your dad to drive you to MEPS. We'll drive you to MEPS.
No, and they drove me to MEPS, and they sat with me, and I was the special guy because I had arthroscopic surgery on my right shoulder. So they're like, we need all the fucking shit, and I got all the shit, and like I'm doing all the things, and then like William's going out of his way to do all the things for me. Like he's calling up Harv and like, oh, this dude's awesome. Like I got a waiver for my shoulder, and did everything that the Marine Corps wouldn't. And then my dad and I, like 4 months before I'm about to leave, 6 months before I'm about to leave, we get into a fisticuffs because he starts pointing his finger in my face, saying like, oh, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And you're like, you better. And I just like got up and I fucking head through him, put him on the ground, started like choking him out. He's like hitting me and shit. And he puts his fucking finger in my mouth and just like fish hooking me. And we're like, like he's just punching me and shit.
Fuck.
And we're like rolling around on the ground and like I'm not punching him because I'm like, this is my dad. I'm not gonna fucking punch my dad, but he's fucking punching me because he's my dad. And he's like, what the fuck? Get the fuck off me. Get the fuck off me. I'm like, no, fuck you, dude. Like, you've been being an asshole my entire life. I'm going to show you what's up. And then all of a sudden, like, I just have this aha epiphany moment. I'm like, this is my dad. I got to let him up. This is going to suck. So I let him up. As soon as I let him go, my dad takes his hand, puts it on my throat, and I'm off the floor, pinned up against the wall.
Oh no!
He's like, if you ever fucking punch me again,
you never hit him.
This fucking house. Yeah, I never hit him in the first place, but so I just grabbed this big fucking 55 gallon trash bag. I start throwing fucking shit in there. I'm like grabbing my Xbox, my clothes. I'm gonna show this motherfucker, throw that on my bag. And I was like, deuces. Fucking walked over in my buddy's house. I'm like, can I spend the night here? My dad and I got into a fight and he said I can't be there. So like 2 weeks go by, dude. I was a big boy. I was 250. and I'm eating my buddy's my buddy's house out of fucking everything. I'm just like eating all their food, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm just so hungry, and like they're like, you gotta leave, man. Like, you're eating all of our food. We can't feed you. Like, you're a whole extra body to feed, and we're like, they're on hard times themselves. So I'm like, you're right. I should go back to my dad. And then like I went back to my dad. We hugged it out, and he was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And fucking everything was fucking sunshine and rainbows. And then he got this epiphany that he's gonna teach me how to do siding and electricity and flooring and painting, and I'm gonna be like this handyman. And I'm like, dude, I signed up for the army. 6 months, I am gone. I am out. Doses, baby. Like, I'm totally out of here. First time I went on a fucking plane, basic training.
You're okay. What was that flight? Or where'd you leave from? And you landed in St. Louis, Missouri?
So we had a layover. I didn't even know what a layover was.
Where'd you fly from originally?
We flew from Milwaukee Airport.
To where?
So we went to Arizona, Phoenix, and then got held over there. And then from there flew over to St. Louis, and then my food stipend didn't work. So that was fun. So I didn't eat anything for like the entire trip. And then they threw us on a bus.
Yep.
And then we were on a bus, and then we went all the way to Fort Leonard Wood, and people were like, dude, just chaining fucking shoes. Like, just, dude, like taking half a can and putting it in their mouth. They're like trying to get as much nicotine as they could possibly get before week 0 started. And I'm like, dude, it's already starting. And like, there's the 2 cadre up on front, and we're like, oh yeah, these guys are fucking sick, dude. And then as soon as we get near the base, is like something just flipped in them, and they're like, it's fucking go time. And then fucking they're yelling at us, and they're like having conversation with us 10 minutes before this fucking, like, we're best buds, we thought. And then they put that fucking switch. They saw those lights, and it's like, shut the fuck up. Everyone shut the fuck up. And they're like passing shit out, and like, oh dude, it was so intimidating. It's just like, oh man, this is what it's like. Okay, here we go. It's gonna be fun. Grab all our bags, fucking get in there. And it's
meanwhile,
like,
your dad's back in Wisconsin, like,
just like crying.
Well, if Garrett's not here, who's gonna help me with this sighting?
Yeah, right. If Garrett's not here, who am I gonna pay $10 an hour to fucking do this shit?
You're just getting fucking screamed at, and he's just like
punched in the face.
He's like, I think he's actually gone now. He might actually be gone. I don't think he's coming back.
I think it's happening. I think it's happening. He's gone.
When was I don't want to get too far into the army, but I do want to ask, because your dad is such a character in your life.
Yeah, dude.
When was the first time you spoke to him? So once you left for the army, once you got on that airplane, flew to Phoenix Sky Harbor, then flew to St. Louis.
Yeah.
When was the first time you spoke with your father? Was it on the phone? Was it like in person? It was on the phone? What was that like?
Yeah. Dude, so it was like it was the quick calls.
Yeah.
So you have
you have 30 seconds to call your mom.
And they're like,
you're like, I'm calling Gary.
I'm like, I'm calling Gary Melky. Out of all the people on my fucking phone, first call, it's Gary Melky.
Yep.
And I was like, hi, Dad. I'm just calling to let you know that I've made it here and I'm safe. Okay. That's it. Bye. Hung up the phone.
Did he say
no
anything?
Response. Nothing. My mom sent me a letter like that next week, and she's like, oh my God, you're in basic training. You're such a hero. You're this, you're that. You're inspiring. You're the best. And like both, my mom's getting married like during basic training. And she was like, I want you to ask the drill sergeant if you can go to my wedding. And I was like, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen? And I walk up and I go, hey, And he's like, "Hey, do push-ups."
Hey, drill
And I
sergeant.
was like, no drills aren't. No, nothing. Just hey, fucking push-ups. And I'm doing push-ups. So I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I doing push-ups? He's like, you're gonna do push-ups until I get tired. And he goes and he starts talking and he's like, okay, you got to fill out block this and do that. And we're doing paperwork and I'm doing push-ups. And he's like, all right, get up. What do you want? What would you hate me for? And I was like, drill sergeant, my mom's getting married and she was wondering if I could go to her wedding. And he was like, I'm going to let you think about that. Well, okay, do push-ups. Apparently you can't say okay. Now do more push-ups.
I can't believe you actually asked him that.
Yeah, dude,
That's
I'm from
so
Wisconsin.
funny.
I'm friends with everyone. Like, this guy's being mean. Like, I'm gonna make this guy my friend. Like, he has problems, and I want to just give him a big old hug. So he's just like, you want to go? You want to go to the fucking a wedding? But you're at basic training. You know, like if you miss basic training, you're not gonna be in the army. And I go,
Yeah.
oh. He's like, yeah, you can't get a free pass to fucking go to a wedding.
You think we're going to
Just like,
stop training while you're gone?
yeah, he's like, you're gonna get recycled into the next course, in the next class. Like, you don't want that to happen. The easiest way to get through basic training is to do basic training
The first time.
the first time, the only time. I'm like, oh, okay, fucking. I just say yeah, and he's like, yeah, do more push-ups. I'm like, fuck, dude, just push-ups. Like everything I'm saying, I'm like, I'm just saying everything wrong. And then he finally goes. All you need to say is yes, drill sergeant, no, drill sergeant. That's it. And I'm like, oh, yes, no. I like gotta remember yes, no. Can't be, oh yeah, no, bud. You gotta fucking
I think that's a good fucking stopping point, dude. With the yeah no bud. I think we'll pick it up from when you told the drill sergeant yeah no bud, and he said it's just yes or no, drill sergeant. I think that's a good stopping point. We got farther than I thought we would. We got to you going to the 43rd Reception Battalion, so that's cool. We got pretty far.
Getting to the meat and potatoes of the whole basic, and yeah. But
want to call it there, though, dude?
Oh, I mean, I'm chilling. It's all up to you. Like,
I think we should call it because number one, we're ramping Oscar's memory through the roof, young Oscar. And I also go, yeah, I feel like we've hit at least probably 2 hours at this point. So I think we're gonna call it. But thank you guys for watching.
Absolutely. Thank you
the
all
DRED
for watching.
podcast, right? That's what we're going with. The DRED podcast.
Yeah. And I just get to give them a little insight about me, my background, what I've done, where I came from. Yeah.
Yep. And we'll continue this next time. Thanks for tuning in to Honey Bear Hijinks.
Yeah.
We're out. Take care.
See ya.